probably will surprise you. Did you know that nearly 3 out of 4 state prisoners released in San Diego County will be re-incarcerated, go back into jail, making San Diego County's recidivism rates among the worst in the state? Here to tell us more about that and what can be done about it is Scott Budnick, founder and president of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You're also the producer of the Hangover series?
I know. It's a weird juxtaposition. Yeah. No, I went to a juvenile hall about 10 years ago and met a bunch of kids who were facing a lot of time in prison and really believed that they could change, and kind of invested into this and have had some incredible success stories ever since.
So tell me what it is about recidivism. These, it's like they don't have the skills to live outside of their cell. Once they get out, they don't really know how to function, right? And they go back to their old habits. Is that the problem?
Yeah, we invest in all the wrong places. So what we do when someone leaves incarceration, we often send them right back into the exact same environment that produced a lot of the problem in the first place, rather than investing in supportive housing, which we know cuts recidivism in a huge way.
Like a halfway house or something.
Yeah, or just we in LA created a housing project with 24 youth at the local community college, and they live together, they go to school together, they go to college together, they work together, and we've taken recidivism from 71% to 2.5% by just giving them that support. Mentoring, very cheap. Very easy to do. Just having an adult in your life that cares about you, that's there for you, for your struggles, for your accomplishments, that reduces recidivism. I mean, the data is very obvious, and what does it? We just need to make the right investments.
Is it the same thing for hardcore criminals, hardened criminals?
It's the same thing. I really believe it's the same thing in my travels over the last 10 years in the prisons, in the juvenile halls, in the jails. It's the same thing for anybody. I mean, right now, to incarcerate one in California, it's $225,000 a year, and we fail 7 out of 10 times. 71% recidivism.
That's a
complete waste
stat.
of money. It's why fiscal conservatives and why I'm partnered with Newt Gingrich on a lot of these initiatives, because it just doesn't work. And the data shows what works. I mean, having a caring, competent person in your life, having supportive housing, having some job training and vocational training or college to prepare you into the workforce. All these things work.
Okay, so you talk about caring and supportive environment. A lot of these people come from broken homes. They don't even have families to go back to, right?
For sure. Yeah, no. I mean, a lot of the folks, I mean, when I first sat around the table in juvenile hall with 14, 15, 16-year-olds facing hundreds of years in prison, I'm not minimizing the fact that they're there for victimizing somebody.
Sure.
But prior to victimizing someone, the stories are all the same. No fathers, physical, sexual abuse, foster care. So you're starting with someone that really hasn't had stability or a lot of strong adults in their life.
So this is a case of where there's plenty of money available. It's just the way that it's being used?
Yeah, I mean, it's government waste at its finest. We spend so much to incarcerate and to further traumatize and hammer people and punish, where we see that a very small investment into rehabilitation, especially for young people, goes a long way. And whether that person's 18 years old and just spent 2 years, or they're coming out at 40 years old and have spent 20 years in prison, we need to make that investment to make our community safer, to make them successful. Because if you can stop an 18-year-old from a lifetime of reincarceration and recidivism, can you imagine the millions of dollars of savings and the human savings that you have over a lifetime?
Do you have a specific success story that you could share?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have many. I think the one I like to share is Prophet Walker, who was one of my students in juvenile hall when he was 16 and went to prison for 8 years for a robbery. In prison, got his AA degree. Ended up getting into the Loyola Marymount School of Science and Engineering while he was still in prison. Got his acceptance letter while he was still in prison, and got out, graduated from Loyola Marymount, and now just built the Ace Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Just opened a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, and so we have doctors. Walter McMillan, 4 years in prison, just graduated in nuclear medicine as a radiologist at UC Irvine, and many others who are pastors and EMTs and firefighters, and the list goes on and on and on.
On the other side of that, how do employers and people in business and industry look at somebody like that and give them a chance? You have to educate them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I started by doing it myself. The first kid I met in juvenile hall, who looked like he was 11 years old and went to prison for 6 years, as soon as he got out, he was my prop assistant on The Hangover, and he ran circles around everybody. He was the hardest worker. Everyone saw that, and since then he went to Iron Man and worked on tons of movies. He's now in the union and raises a family of 3 and probably makes about $100,000 $125,000 a year, and 10 years later he's never been rearrested, pays taxes. And
you could be working for him someday.
I will definitely be working for him someday. Yeah.
Sounds like that kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Scott, congratulations. Sounds like a great program, and we'll, of course, post anything that you might be interested in with this program on KUSI.com. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Interesting information.
Thank you.
Back with more.